Hi everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. I'd like to preface all of this by letting some of you know, some of the newer viewers, I have a feeling that this video may get one or two new people on board once it's all said and done. I was married to a narcissist for 24 years and left him about 16 months ago, and so I am a victim of narcissistic abuse. It is a very serious thing. It's not talked about widely enough. No one seems to really want to do anything about the effects that it has on people like us who want to disentangle themselves from someone who's so hateful and hurtful. And so I started this channel to try to help vent and to support and all those things that victims like ourselves need to heal and to move forward and to move on with our lives in a healthy, happy fashion. So I started this channel. I have a few other videos out there that hopefully some of you will watch, and I'd love feedback on those as well. I don't know how to preface what you're about to hear other than by saying I ran our family business for approximately 12 years, and it was in another state. It was 1,700 miles away, as most mothers and probably some dads too deal with. When I was there, I felt guilty about not being at home, and when I was at home, I felt guilty about not being at work, so on and so forth. On top of that little vicious cycle of constant guilt, there was constant stress about what would happen when I was away. What would unravel, how was he going to treat the kids? Inevitably one of them would call me upset and hurt or crying. I was the emotional support in the family because obviously narcs don't have any emotions. That fell on me and it was very stressful. I just didn't know what to expect when I was gone. Well, I'll just let you hear for yourself and we'll go from there.
Plain and simple. Your mom wants to put everything up for discussion. There is no discussion, okay? Think of this. This is like China and Russia. Okay, this is a communist state. This ain't, everybody doesn't have a say in everything. My house, you're my children, you do what I say. Plain and simple. You don't, you pay the price. It goes for everybody. Learn to get along.
Well, there you have it. That's who I was married to for 24 years. That's how he spoke to our children. I didn't hear this right away. It probably wouldn't have shocked me or surprised me at the time. I heard it much later. However, it tells you the type of person that he was, will always be. He constantly argued with me when it came to our children and said that I didn't work with him. He would tell me I always take up for them. When they're your children, you're going to do that kind of thing. I don't know what that meant. He would say these phrases that they just always fell a little flat with me. I don't know if it was things that he heard from his narcissistic father or doormat mother that took that kind of abuse. I don't know what he thought I was going to do, but I knew he was over the top. I always had to overcompensate for his behaviors and his hurtful words and his hurtful actions towards our children. That was a constant source of arguing and fighting between him and I. He would constantly accuse me of undermining him. And clearly when you listen to that, he's undermining me because I listened to my kids. For the most part, I had a good relationship with them, with at least two of the three. I still do. You just hear a frustrated little man in that recording, somebody who is having a bit of a tantrum, who wants to get his way. I'm guessing maybe a little bit of Napoleon syndrome in there somewhere. John, the man I'm with now, didn't want to hear it for a really long time, just didn't want to listen to it. Is very upset about the way I was treated, very upset about the things that he has heard and witnessed for himself. He knows my kids, loves my kids, knew that listening to something negative like that would just upset him further, so he avoided it for a long time. And then finally when he did, he hesitated to tell me what his reaction was. I think maybe he thought I was going to feel that he was being dismissive, but he said when he listened to it, I wasn't around, he laughed about it. He said he just laughed, and I, was asking him, but did you hear the part about this? Did you hear the part about that? And he just said, no, I'm sorry, I have to go back and listen again because I was laughing the whole time. He said, I just hear a little man having a little fit, acting like a little kid, stomping his feet. He said, it's laughable that an adult would behave this way. It's obvious that he was, intimidated by you. It's obvious that he's undermining you. And he said, I know you find it very upsetting and your kids found it upsetting. And he said, but really, I mean, he's laughable. And he's right. From the outside, it's laughable behavior coming from an adult. When you look at it from our point of view, from the people who lived with him and had to deal with him, it is upsetting. That's just not how normal people behave. That's not how they function. That's not how they think. That's not something he would ever display for coworkers, for people that he knows outside of our home. Anybody outside of our home would never see that side of him, ever. And that's what they are, and that's what they do. Angel abroad, devil at home. So you got to hear the devil at home. That's truly who they are. They can be whatever they want on the outside. They can be whatever they want at work or, in meetings, at the gym, wherever they go. They can be whoever they want. But what you just heard, that's who they are at home. That's who they are with their spouses. That's who they are with their children, with their families. With the people that you're supposed to care most about, that's who narcissists are. They're the devils at home. It's just not right. So I'd love some feedback, good or bad. I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say about this. It's appalling. Told you he'd make Alec Baldwin sound like a choir boy, so not too far off. I have some new topics I want to cover. Onward and upward. Thanks for watching, everybody.